take both off. And Kueter is going to get locked up. Goof is not enough. You're done. You got to be careful when you mess with the Tiger's cage, young man.
Zach, welcome back.
All right.
That's right. This is my little granddaughter, Mila. Say hi, Mila. Say something. Say wrestling is good.
It's bad.
Okay, go away.
No.
Go. Get out of here.
Wrestling's good.
Get out of here. Listen, folks. Did you see Iowa just beat the heck out of Oklahoma State? Did you see that?
I did. Saw
No.
Brands over plot.
And then I watched the post-match press conference, and Brand sits down and he says, "Come here." Brand sits down and he says, "We got a lot of work to do."
I mean, we have a lot of work to do.
No, this is great. This is great. Look at this, you little kid here. So Brand sits down and he says, "We got a lot of work to do here." You know what it reminded me of, Zach?
What, this jungle gym here?
It reminded me of the fantasy football league we're in. That's what it reminded me of. We have this one guy. Tell him. He's gone 5-9 for what, 20 years now? 5-9, 5-9. This year, all of a sudden, he gets third place. And then he tried to pass it off as, "I'm not satisfied. I'm not even satisfied. Not even happy. Not satisfied." Get out of here, Tom Brands. You and all the Iowa guys, you wrestled well. You were back there in the back room having a party. Yeah, Iowa. Yeah. Come on. Same with that fantasy football guy. Coleslaw.
Yeah.
Coleslaw. That's what we call him. He was back there celebrating too. So enough with the we need work. You guys did well, Iowa. You did well. Just say, and Oklahoma State, can you imagine John Smith this morning? Them boys are running some laps. Did you see the match of the year? David Carr versus Keegan OToole. In fact, I was on here saying that Keegan OToole win the first two and Carr win the last one. Whew. Here's the thing. Keegan OToole is a riverboat gambler. He likes to throw stuff. No, let me go back up. The very first takedown, we see these wrestlers all the time. They're pulling on the head, pulling on the head, pulling on the head. I thought after everybody was growing up watching Kel Sanderson master that ankle pick.
Wait, ultimately get that weight here. Throw the head, run him down.
Kel pulled on the head, all them years, pulled on the head, but he put another piece to it. Boom, behind the heel, boom, and he was just playing with guys with that ankle pick. And I thought to myself, the ankle pick's going to become the biggest move you've ever seen in your life. Well, we got a whole, I'm not saying the ankle pick's not happening out there, it is. But the biggest move, the easiest move, it finishes people quickly. Let's get some control over there. This is supposed to be our studio here. Keegan OToole pulled down on Carr's head, okay? We see it all the time. They're pulling down, and part of it is here you're wearing the guy out, but that's exactly when Carr shot to get that first takedown.
No follow-up after the head pull from OToole.
No, it was, and I'll tell you, OToole underestimated how strong Carr is. I mean, it turned into a scramble at that point, but Carr, he strongly sucked that leg in, hooked it. Carr got the leg loose, he re-hooked it, and he kept just reeling them in. And he got that first takedown, and I got to give it to Carr. I mean, OToole's going to learn stuff off of this because both kids have top-of-the-line coaching. Or OToole knows he's got a real scrambler with him. I'll tell you, the OToole thing came, he did eventually get a takedown on Carr, and he went riverboat gambling right away.
Now it's his turn. Can he finish? Leg over the top, and there's a takedown. And now a cradle.
As Carr was coming up, he goes for a cradle. Now, OToole was so used to that working with everyone else all the time that sometimes you're with a solid wrestler, a strong, very good wrestler. You kind of put the real fancy stuff away and you just win it fundamentally. And, like, you ain't going for a cradle as the man standing up. Maybe if he's broken down on the mat, you can go for it. If it doesn't work, you still have control. But it didn't work out well. Hey, Grandma, can you keep things piped down over there, take them outside or something? Okay, go outside, go play. See, this is how you father. Go, get out of the house. That's how you do it, Zach. That's what I did. Is that what I did with you guys?
Spent a lot of time outside.
Okay. I still say Carr wins number 2, or OToole wins the second one, Carr wins the third one. But, so that's just going to be fun to watch. Let me ask you something. Back when you wrestled, you brought this up the other week. You said, Dad, do you remember that kid? He didn't have any muscles. I mean, I could have just played with this kid. And he went out and he 15-0 you. Do you remember that?
No, that's...
What happened was this kid tilted Zach over and over, and it was right when Zach was starting. And I told him afterwards, I said, Zach, that's on me. I didn't teach you how to defend against that. When you first started, we watched Coleman Scott. Back then, he was winning states. And
he's got it blocked. Cradle boy, that inside leg on the downside, and he keeps him in. Oh my goodness! He is pinned. He's involved. Oh my gosh! Coleman Scott wins it.
And we watched his tilt and imitated his tilt and start drilling it. And you actually got pretty good at it. I thought back then, oh my goodness, wrestling is changing forever. The tilt, which is so easy to do, and you can do it from all kinds of different angles, we're going to see tilts galore. Now, do we see tilts how many years later? Sure. In fact, that's Spencer's go-to. But I see about 10% of what I thought I'd see. I thought tilts would be everywhere. Penn State, I think the only tilts I've seen this year, I've seen Kirklevitt do a tilt. Like, Penn State is not a tilt team. I was the biggest.
Need to be. I don't think they need to be. We had a lot of wrestling over this past weekend. Why don't you give me 2 wrestlers that are trending up and 2 wrestlers that are trending down when it comes to where you think they're going to finish in the in nationals? Okay.
Real Woods, trending up. That win over Carter Young, because Carter Young just got done beating all kinds of studs. And I got to give it to... I'm at now almost as anxious to see the Alirez Woods match as I am the rematch of OToole Carr. Is anybody else at 41 in that level? I mean, you never know. It's like, for instance, we were just talking about Iowa, and they should maybe be excited about these upcoming Big Tens and national titles, championships. Can they buck the trend that has been happening for the past decade? And that is where they underperform. They didn't underperform yesterday.
They look good.
Yeah, they didn't underperform yesterday. Trending down. I mean, Swiderski, I really thought big things out of him. Now, do I think he can AA? It would kind of shock me a little bit. He certainly has the skills, but boy, did the wheels fall off that bus. Losses galore. We got all these names I keep hearing about, all in our fantasy group. They keep picking on me because they know I'm a Penn State guy, and they're trying to just poke fun. They're poking fun at me. And they're talking about these Iowa recruits, the Kueter and the Arnold, just won titles. It's like Jesse Mendez. One of the biggest names for years to come down the pike. Now, could Jesse Mendez... AA? Yeah. In fact, I'm predicting he does. Like 6th, 7th, 8th. Jesse Mendez is not going to get in the top 3. He just ain't. And I think RBY exposed it the other night when he took on Vito. And Vito, I tell you, Vito, that's trending up for me, Vito. I'm going to say something right now you're all going to laugh at. Vito may beat Fix in the semis. I really think that. I think Vito could possibly beat Fix. That means maybe he could beat RBY. If all the cards lined up, yeah, Vito's the real deal. He kind of, I'm glad he's on that other side.
All right, we got to check in on the Penn State front. Any hiccups in the future for any of these Penn State wrestlers?
I'm a little concerned about Dean. Would I be more surprised if Max Dean repeated or more surprised if he didn't place? What would you be?
I would be more surprised if he repeated.
I think I would be too, folks. It's tough to repeat. That inner desire, fire that you have, you can lie and say, "Oh yeah, I won a second one," but it's a reason repeating is harder than winning the first one.
Yep.
So I'm a little worried there. Quite personally, I wish we would have kept Beard because we have a 97-pounder next year, and Beard's
the real deal.
How do you complain about Dean? Nicest guy in the world, a plus to the team. 2 weekends from now, Big Ten, so we have next weekend to do nothing.
So, all right, folks, next weekend we will be back to preview the weight class breakdowns and the conference championship predictions. Maybe 2 matchups you're looking forward to.
Well, I can't wait for Paris and Kirk. Paris and Kirk.
This is BEG Wrestling. We'll be back.